time by the Tigers. They dropped 8 in coverage, gave up the underneath route to the tailback, but stops them short of the first down.
So Hayden McCraney will be on to attempt the field goal for the Braves. It will be a 35, 36-yard attempt from McCraney. Brandon Vessel will put it down right about the 26, and the kick is up, and it is good on the field goal attempt as the Braves go on to extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
Well, for McCraney, if it stands, that'll be only his second make of the season. He came in 1 of 4. It's going to be roughing the kicker against TSU. Now it'll be a decision for Coach Hobson. Does he want to take the penalty and the yards, or does he want to take the 3 points?
Yeah, it's a discussion of whether or not he wants to take the points off the board. And the penalty is going to be on Damon King. Big number 97, Damon King, actually came down on top of McCraney. Of course, Coach Hobson decides to keep the points on the board.
Yeah, rarely do you want to take the points off the board in a situation like this. You're already up 21-zip, tack on 3 more. Now you make it a 24-0 ball game.
Our referee was Rod Holloway making the call there, and as you can see on the replay, Damon King actually did come down right on top of the kicker.
Yep, great call. And again, another special teams mistake by Texas Southern.
It is, and they're going to have to find something to get something going offensively, because that's going to be the key to get back into this ball game. They're going to have to do something to sustain a drive offensively and keep that Alcorn State offense off the field.
Well, I think they're going to have to, even though they're down by 24 points, you still have over 3 quarters of football left. You have to be patient with the running game, allow it to develop, because if you don't run the football against Alcorn, they're going to send those blitz packages after your quarterback and make it a very long day for Bowen and Causey.
Okay, McCraney set to kick off again. Hits it deep. Austin Watts takes it around the goal line. Austin Watts trying to get outside. Has a little room. A flag goes down on the play as Austin Watts is pushed out of bounds right about the 20.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a holding penalty against the Tigers, so that's going to back them up. And they're going to start off with poor field position once again, it looks like.
A lot of laundry on the field. That penalty against Gary Holmes, he's called for holding on the play. As we take a look at that scoring drive again, we can see Footman with the handoff right there to big number 36. That's Aaron Baker. And then a nice play by Claiborne taking him down, but Footman and the Braves, finally the pass into the flats. It goes right there to number 22, Ragsdale, and that would set up the McCraney field goal as they extend the lead to 24-0 early in the first quarter.
First and 10 for the Tigers from their own 9-yard.
Homer Causey back out at quarterback again, this time behind center. Causey hands off to Brad Woodard, and some room for Woodard as he takes it upfield for a gain of about 5.
Well, they came in with the I formation that time. Good lead block by the fullback, Dominique Wilson. As we watch it here on the replay, watch Wilson. The good kick-out block there on the cornerback allows the tailback to run up inside, pick up some positive yardage, second down and short.
Michael Hearns, number 47, in for the stop. Homer Causey this time fakes it, keeps around the right side, turns it back inside, and Homer Causey, a gritty run there as he got pretty close to the first down. And it is a first down for the TSU Tigers as they move the sticks. So a fine play by Homer Causey on the keeper.
Well, Causey is a tough kid. He was the quarterback last season, missed some games due to injury, moved over to defensive back in the spring for the betterment of the ball club. So you know he's tough to play defense. Now moves back to quarterback this afternoon due to the injury of Hurts.
So the TSU Tigers will now start 1st and 10. Ball sitting at about the 22-yard line. Causey looking to pass again under some pressure, and he throws one up for Griffin. And big number 80 goes high, but he cannot make the catch. And that's when he put it up to let his guy have a chance. He said, climb that ladder and get it, big fella.
Yeah, great coverage downfield by Quentin Cantu, but you have to give your big 6'7" receiver an opportunity. He's looking back into the sun, which may have hampered his vision there if you see both players go down. Good job by Causey escaping the pressure, throws it up for grabs, and it falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass, but you're right. He had to give his guy a shot. He was under a lot of pressure in the backfield, threw it down there. So it's going to be second down and about 10 for the Tigers. Causey hands it off to Brad Woodard. Nice move as he bounces it to the outside. Woodard still on his feet as he picked up about 6 yards. So he broke a couple of tackles as he turned the corner around the right side.
Well, good job by Woodard that time. You see him rolling here to the right. Escapes one man, little stiff arm there to knock down one defender, and then one of the grasshoppers got him over there on the far sideline and tripped him up.
That was Anthony Williams on the play who finally got him tripped up, or he might have had a really big gain along the sideline there. So the Tigers looking at third and about 7 coming up. Homer Causey behind center this time. Causey with a fake, looking to throw, and there's that pressure again. He escapes, still looking downfield. Causey is finally taken out of bounds by a host of Braves. He's going to be short of the first down.
Well, this is a very tough Alcorn defense. As we mentioned, a lot of different types of blitzes that they bring after the quarterback. You see number 47 breaking through that time. That was Michael Hearns forcing Causey out of the pocket. And then his teammates forced him out of bounds, short of the line to gain, and Texas Southern will have to punt once again.
Anthony Williams up there to force him out of bounds. So the Braves are set to get the ball again as Corey Carter goes back to punt, but not before then. That will be the end of the first quarter. And it could not come to an end fast enough for the TSU Tigers, I can promise you that. The TSU Tigers trailing in this one 24-0 after 1. So the Braves come in here. You knew from the start, Ken, it was going to be an uphill battle in this one. Coach Asbury was very pleased with his team at practice this week, though he felt like they were more focused this week than they had been since early in the season.
Yeah, and he talked about that Jackson State game that they lost back in week 4. That was a really difficult loss for them, but now they're going to have to bounce back in the second period this afternoon.
We're at the end of the first quarter now. Alcorn State leading the TSU Tigers 24-0.
I'm Percy Crusoe. If you haven't been to French's Chicken, or if it's been a while since your last visit, no place does chicken like Frenchie's. Our chicken is seasonized with our blend of Creole herbs and spices. Our side dishes include the tastiest greens and red beans and rice you'll ever put in your mouth. Try our new King Roll rotisserie chicken at our Scott Street location. Come on by Frenchie's Chicken, where the taste lasts forever.
And the two teams have changed sides to start the second quarter. Corey Carter will be punting the football away. Back to return, number 19, Anthony Williams for the Braves. And the whistles blow before Carter could get the kick away. We will see what the call is.
As we mentioned from the top, a beautiful afternoon for one of the few fall Saturdays here in the Houston area. The past few weekends, a lot of rain, but couldn't be more pretty today. Partly cloudy skies, game time temperature 69 degrees. We do have a breeze coming in out of the east at 10 miles per hour, so we'll have to watch its effects in the kicking game this afternoon.
You know, after the rain the Tigers have had for the last 3 ball games, I mean, this is perfect. This is absolutely beautiful. So they reset the game clock, and Corey Carter is on to punt it again, and what a punt. He got all of that one. Chasing Williams way back. He makes the catch inside his 10 at around the 8. Williams on the return, picks up a couple of nice blocks, cuts it back to the inside. Williams not done yet. Still scrambling around. Billy Rosenberg slowed him up, and then the Tigers dropped him in his tracks right there.
Well, he ran about 75 yards, but only picked up 5 yards net on the return.
Ran 75 to get 7. But what a punt. I mean, that was an outstanding punt. Way to boom that thing.
Yeah, just talking about the win, and he took advantage of it there as he laid into that one. And now Alcorn will have to start deep in their own territory, and the majority of the game has been played on this end of the field in the shade.
This will be the worst field position of the game so far for Alcorn, so it's a good opportunity for that TSU defense to force a turnover here on defense.
They need to come up with a big play now. Try to turn the momentum in this second period.
Footman at quarterback takes the snap and hands it inside to number 22, Ragsdale, and he is taken down. Zacchaeus Bamijoko, one of the Tigers there on the stop.
Alcorn on the season averages 283 yards per game on the ground. We saw the effects of their rushing attack in the first period. Now TSU will try to see if they can come up with some answers here defensively in the second quarter.
Second down and about 7 for the Braves. Footman still in at quarterback. This time he hands to Ragsdale again. Ragsdale cuts it back inside, and it's Bamijoko spinning him inside to drop him after a short gain on the play.
Pick up 1.
A 1-yard pickup. Fine play by that TSU defense. Bamijoko had a huge game a couple of weeks ago. He is very active from that linebacker spot.
And we've got a shaken up Tiger on the field now. Let's see if we can get a number for you here momentarily. While they check him out, we'll take a look at some of the first half numbers. First downs in that first quarter, Alcorn with 4, Texas Southern with 2. Rushing yards, the Braves had 33 yards on the ground, Texas Southern with 28. You look at the passing yardage, that's where the difference has been. The Braves with 63 yards through the air, Texas Southern only 5 yards passing the football in the first period.
That's big Caleb Jenkins down there, and they got him sitting up now, so that's a good sign. The 6'1", 300-pound sophomore. And we'll take a look and see exactly what happened there. You can see his own man. He was kind of a victim of friendly fire there as his own man, number 90, Devin Williams.
Yeah, just kind of falls on the back of his leg there. And don't want to speculate on what the injury may be, but he is walking off the field under his own power, so it looks like he may be okay.
That's a good sign anytime you come off like that, and Jenkins looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up third down, and a key third down for this TSU defense.
Well, they're going to have to see how they want to defend Footman here. He'll be known to take off and run, so you're going to have to see if they may spy him with the linebacker, Claiborne. Let's see how they play it defensively.
Footman with an empty backfield, looking to throw it. Now he bounces out, finds a man over the middle. That's number 11, Jaborian McKenzie. He is hit hard. The ball is out, and the Tigers appear to fall on it.
They have it.
TSU Tigers have the football.
Looks like coming up with it. Looks like it was maybe Terry Smith, I believe, on the recovery. We're checking here on the replay. You see Footman with the completion across the middle, then coming up from the back, one of the defenders just pops it free. Excellent defensive play.
Jaborian McKenzie was a fine play. He had picked up the first down, and then he was the ball just comes out right there. It was stripped out by Dobbins. It looks like Dondre Dobbins got a hand in there, and the ball was loose. And I think you're right. It might have been Terry Smith making the recovery. And we have another injured player on the field, so we will pause for a break. We will take a timeout with the Alcorn Braves out in front of the TSU Tigers, 24-0.
Relationships are everything, and when they're fractured, they can sometimes make you feel disconnected. Hi, I'm Carl Miner, pastor of the Church of Grace Fellowship here in Richmond, Texas. TSU's athletic team pastors well. Join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the William B. Travis High School, 99 and Harlem Road. Come on, let's worship God together, witness one to another, and let us help reintroduce you to your best self. Go Tigers!
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee, we identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
And welcome back to BBVA Compass Stadium. The Braves with a big play, and then you can see Dondre Dobbins knocking the football out. And coming in to pick up the recovery is Eric Williams for the TSU Tigers. So that, Ken, is the first big break of the game for Texas Southern.
Yeah, the first turnover. Now they have the ball out in excellent field position at midfield. They can open up the offense now, use every facet of the offensive playbook. Let's see what they dial up here on 1st and 10 at midfield.
Homer Causey back in at quarterback again, and it appears they may be going with him for the rest of the way. The handoff to Darrell Robinson, and he is taken down after about a 1-yard gain. Robinson is spun down right there. Number 94, Michael Brooks, on the stop for the Braves.
A good job that time by the Brave defense, stopping him in his tracks.
2nd down and about 10. No gain on that play. Causey back in the pocket, looking to pass. Under pressure, fires deep. He has Derek Griffin giving chase, but this one is intercepted deep. Griffin was looking for the ball on the outside. He threw it more on the inside, and number 19, Anthony Williams, comes away with the interception for the Braves.
Well, another turnover for Texas Southern as they give it right back after the fumble recovery. You see excellent one-on-one coverage down the field. And once again, trying to get the ball downfield to the main man, Griffin. He cannot get open against this Braves secondary, and another pick for the Braves.
Griffin really didn't have a chance on that one. The ball a little underthrown, and I don't know if the wind had something to do with that, but he tried to come back. It was on the inside, and the defensive back, Williams, in perfect position to make that play, giving the Braves another turnover here in this game.
Well, the good news for the Tigers is that they're pinned deep back at their own 10-yard line.
Footman on the fake, keeps, and Claiborne and company shut that down in a hurry. He had no place to go. There are a lot of maroon jerseys in that hole.
Well, the Tigers have seen a lot of film of Lenoris Footman and his accolades the last couple of weeks. You see him collapse on him there at the line of scrimmage. But this kid 2 weeks ago against Southern ran for 274 yards, a SWAC record as a quarterback. And he's stepping into the shadows of another real good quarterback, Mr. Steve McNair. Never had one of those type of rushing games at Alcorn back in the day.
That says something right there. That'll tell you a lot. The pass right here to number 11, Jaborian McKenzie. McKenzie slips away, still on his feet. McKenzie down the sideline, finally punched out by Raheem McMorris, and McMorris is going to be tagged for a late hit near the sideline.
Well, it was an excellent block on the outside after we get the call from the official.
Rod Holloway on the call, so a big first down.
Check out Orlando Vills. You saw him there in the backside of the play, sprung the receiver downfield. Excellent block by the wide receiver on the outside. And Texas Southern just a little late on the hit out of bounds, and so that's going to tack on another 15 yards to the end of the play. And all of a sudden the Braves are out near midfield, first down.
That was Marquise Warford. Let's go down to the sideline right now to Nick Strong. Nick?
Yeah, guys, injury update on number 91, Caleb Jenkins, had to come out the game, got his bell rung up top. The doctors are assessing him right now on the sideline, and guys, it looks as though his return is doubtful as of right now.
Thank you very much, Nick. And we really have a lot of laundry down on the play this time. It looks like it's going to be a couple of calls, maybe one against the defense, one against the offense. We will see, but that play blew up in a hurry on the Braves. So as Rod Holloway tries to straighten this out and see who did what, the big job right now for Texas Southern, I'm sure Coach Asbury is on it, as we hear from, let's hear from Rod Holloway.
All right, so offsetting penalties there, so they'll replay first down.
What I was about to ask you about, Ken, is at this point of a game, one of the big jobs for Coach Asbury is just to keep his team from getting too frustrated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they had some momentum after they got the big fumble recovery at midfield, but the offense gives it right back on the interception. But the defense has to stand up and say, hey, we made a big play on the last possession. Let's try to make another big play here.
Lenoris Footman back to pass, has a lot of time, fires over the middle, and it's almost picked off. Damon King had dropped off from his defensive end position. He was in the pass coverage, and the pass was overthrown, and it went right into Damon's hands, and he could not hang on.
Yeah, you see Footman with the pass, and it looks like it hit the defender in the foot. Just bounced right up and into the ground.
Damon, that was your shot, big fella. He could have been hightailing it the other way for a quick 6, but it's an incomplete pass instead. Second down and 10 for the Braves. Footman takes the ball and he keeps it. And he's going to be hit right there by a host of Tigers led by Claiborne, finally spinning him out of bounds. And while we have a second, I'd like to tell you, you can catch the TSU football live in HD on Root Sports all season long. Root Sports has been the home of Tiger football this year, and it's been a great deal for the TSU Tigers and Root Sports.
33.
So he actually got a nice gain on that, because now we're looking at a 3rd and 3, 3rd and short coming up for the Braves.
So the Tigers were running a stunt on that last play, and Footman caught him in that stunt, and he was able to pick up 7 yards outside.
Footman this time gets it over to Marquise Warford, and I think he has the first down. They didn't need but 3 yards on the play, and it looked like he came up with 4. 1st and 10 for Alcorn State.
Another first down for the Braves, as this drive started back at their own 10-yard line. They had the big 22-yard catch and run. And the Tigers tacked on a 15-yard personal foul penalty. Now Alcorn 1st and 10 inside the TSU 40.
Archie Rice and Demetrius Johnson made the stop for the Tigers. And we have another whistle on the field. It's the second timeout charged to Alcorn State early in this game. So the Braves had something they wanted to get right. We're going to pause for a timeout as they take one, with Alcorn State leading the TSU Tigers 24-0 in the second quarter.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee, we identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
It is an absolutely gorgeous day for football here at BBVA Compass Stadium. The TSU Tigers' final home game of the year, and they get to take on the defending SWAC champions from Alcorn State. Alcorn State with the football in white. They have just picked up a first down, starting 1st and 10. Lenoris Footman rolling out to his right, looking downfield, fires his pass, and it is incomplete. Dondre Dobbins defending for the TSU Tigers.
Yeah, excellent coverage that time by Dobbins, the redshirt sophomore out of Louisiana. One-on-one coverage on the outside, knocks it away at the last moment.
That's a good way to start, but we have another flag down on the field as the officials try to sort this one out.
Well, after a penalty-free first period, the laundry has been dropping here in the second period, and looks like it's against Texas Southern. So it may have been an offside penalty, I'm assuming.
If it was offside, that would have been the second one on this series. So that's something the Tigers are going to tighten up, I'm sure. First down now, and 5 yards to go for Lenoris Footman. Footman on the keeper, straight up the gut, fires out over there to Warford, and he is pushed out of bounds with a nice gain. That's another part of that zone read where he faked into the line like he was going to run it and popped up and threw that. He had a guy wide open.
Yeah, a little run-throw option. Footman lucky he didn't get past the line of scrimmage on that play at the last moment. Flipped it out to Warford. Picks up a nice gain on the first down.
It looked like he was pretty close, Ken. He was pretty close to that.
He was. I thought he was across it.
This time he hands off inside to Ragsdale, and Zacchaeus Bammy Joko is right there to make the stop. We got a chance to talk about Bammy Joko earlier, of just how active he's been at his linebacker spot, and he came up with another stop for the Tigers. And we have another injury on the play. This time it looks like number 46, Sakiru Asafatu, is shaken up a little bit, and now he doesn't want to leave the game, but the medical personnel were out on the field, so he's going to have to sit out for at least one play.
Yeah, come out for at least one play, big fella. You can go back in after this one.
That's what you want to see, though. He wants to stay in the fight. Coach Asbury over there checking on him, and he appears to be okay.
Now look at this formation now by Alcorn, split receivers.
Alcorn got 2 on either side. Footman back. This time he hands it, fakes it inside, comes back to Warford, and he is taken down over there by Archie Rice, it looked like, near the sideline. So he came up quickly. It's the same play they got the first down on. This time the Tigers' defense did a lot better.
Yeah, you see they found something over here on that near side that they like, that one-on-one matchup. Warford, a real quick receiver, able to make things happen out of the backfield as a tailback, or they'll split him out wide also.
You can see the Braves kind of picking up the pace now. The handoff goes inside to Warford, so they're using him in a variety of ways. This time they used him out of the backfield, and he picked up about 4 yards inside.
Yeah, he came into this afternoon's game 183 yards on the ground. He averages 11 yards every time he runs the football, and then catching it as well, 248 yards receiving. So he is a dual threat out of the backfield.
That will bring up second down for the Braves. Footman this time fakes the handoff to Ragsdale. He keeps. Footman has a hole, slips in, and it's a touchdown for the Alcorn Braves. Zacchaeus Bammy Joko had him, but he could not keep him out of the end zone. And Footman showing us exactly why there's so much hype about his running ability, his rushing ability with the football.
Well, Coach Asbury this week, when I talked to him about the quarterback situation at Alcorn, he said he'd almost rather face the starter Gibbs than the backup Footman, and you see why.
He does a good job of handling the football. Look at his fakes inside. That time he gave off to Warford there, but he does such a good job of handling the football, and that's a big deal on the drive. McCraney's kick is up, and it is good, and that makes it 31-0 Alcorn State. As you can see, that Alcorn State bench, so far they can do no wrong in this game. We will take a timeout. 31-0, Alcorn State leading the TSU Tigers.
Hello, I'm Alan Helfman, Vice President of River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge. This is my friend and customer, Miss Georgia Provost. River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge has the all-new, totally redesigned Chrysler 300. River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge has the all-new, totally redesigned Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Ellen is the only car dealer I will ever buy a car from.
Come see us at Kirby in the Southwest Freeway.
Think.
Question.
Cut.
Compare.
Learn something new.
Debunk something old.
Hit a wall.
And think again.
Model. Plan.
Spin.
Discard.
Now breathe. And keep going.
Work till it's late. Then early. Then late again.
Smile.
Laugh.
Rest.
Regroup.
Use technology.
Use your hands.
Use everything you've got.
That's what it takes.
This is where crisp, smooth, refreshing Bud Light happens. But it is right here that it becomes an invitation. Making this not only 12 ounces of refreshment, but also 12 ounces of inspiration. To be more up for whatever than ever.
Bud Light.
The perfect beer for reading and unleashing a whole world of whatever in the name of a ridiculously good time. If you're up for whatever, look for your message on Bud Light bottles. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Let's take a look at that last scoring drive. You can see Footman with the pass right there to Wolford, and Wolford was key on the drive. He caught several passes, 11 plays, 90 yards.
Yeah, they were able to get him outside on the outside as a receiver, then also inside as a running back, and then Footman caps it off as he walks in for the 9-yard score. 11-play, 90-yard drive for the Braves as they go on top, 31-zip.
You know, for a quarterback, he's a very patient runner. You could see him kind of just hesitating to let the blockers take shape and just following the blockers into the end zone for that touchdown.
Well, he does an excellent job. There's a lot of hype about this young sophomore quarterback, and he's going to be one to follow in the SWAC for the next couple of seasons to come.
McCraney set to kick off again. We may wear him out here in the first half. McCraney.
Hopefully not.
With the kickoff. Deep into the end zone,
goodness.
Clyde Lee gives chase, but he decides to down it right there. The senior defensive back, Clyde Lee.
Well, luckily, his momentum carried him into the end zone, and the officials gave him the benefit of the doubt. They'll mark it as a touchback, and Texas Southern will begin at their own 20-yard line.
They will start at the 20 as the Tigers try to come up with a drive here before halftime. 7:57 to go in the second quarter. Homer Causey will remain at quarterback. You know, we didn't really get a chance to talk a lot about that. He was the starting quarterback last year, got injured in the first game against Prairie View, sat out the second game, then he came back, got injured again, and then he missed a couple of games. So he does have a lot of experience at quarterback.
Yeah, and Coach Asbury really likes this kid. He was enough of a teammate to move over. They asked him to move to defensive back in the spring. He took that opportunity, played well in the secondary, and now playing quarterback here today in a pinch.
Causey passes to Derek Griffin, and that is completed pass and a first down for the TSU Tigers.
The first time they've been successful going to Griffin this afternoon. Just a little rollout similar to the first play of the ball game that resulted in an interception. This time Williams able to grab it in. First down, TSU.
Tigers moving 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Causey this time hands to Darrell Robinson. He slips through one tackler. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards inside right there.
And
that was Dion McNair who brought him down.
Yeah, Robinson is a player that they really need to get going in the ball game this afternoon. He comes in averaging 6.5 yards per carry. He's been in the end zone 5 times. They really need to get him going.
Robinson's the team's leading rusher, so you can say that again, Ken. That's a big point. Homer Causey looking to throw again over the middle. The pass is complete. That time to number 10, Austin Watts. And Nick Brown making the stop. But we have another flag down. We will have to see what the call is, but you see Homer Causey kind of starting to get into that rhythm a little bit.
He is getting a rhythm. He's getting that quarterback feel back. Oh, no. Well, that's going to wipe out the first down reception, and that's a bad penalty. You're just starting to get your offense going, starting to get into some rhythm, and then a penalty sets you back. And that's a major penalty. It's 15 yards.
That's going to take the Tigers way back. It's going to be second and about 25 yards.
Well, penalties have been one thing that has killed TSU this season. They average 89 yards per game in penalties. That's way too many.
Causey looking for the screen, has Robinson over on the outside, and Robinson picks up about 9 yards on the play. So that was a well-executed play there for the TSU Tigers.
Well, that time they caught Alcorn coming on a blitz. Watch the blitz coming from the right side, dumps it off to the tailback, picks up a nice block on the outside, able to pick up a nice gain on second down, make it third and manageable now, third and about 13.
Kenyon Brantley making the stop for the Braves. So the Tigers have been looking at several third downs, and we have another big one coming up right here in the second quarter. Homer Causey back to pass, and here come the Braves, but Causey escapes. Gets out to the right side, looking downfield, trying to find a man, throws it, and it is incomplete, intended for Austin Watts on the play. But Causey showing some really, really good patience there. Didn't give up on his receivers. After he got out of the pocket, he kept his eyes downfield.
And good job by the receivers as well, coming back to the football, giving them a target. Austin Watts nearly comes up with the reception here. Just a good play by the defensive back for Alcorn. Number 25, Eric Foster, knocks it away at the last moment. Otherwise, that would have been a first down completion.
So Anthony Williams will head back to return the punt again for Alcorn State. Corey Carter getting set to boom it away for the Tigers. Carter gets it up, kind of a wobbly kick, and he's not going to get a really good bounce on that one. And the Braves will start 1st and 10 from about the 27-yard line. So it was good. They had some good things going on that drive. You could kind of see that rhythm starting to come a little bit, and it's too bad they had the penalty there because you could see Homer Causey starting to get his rhythm going a little bit.
Yeah, and it's going to take him a little while to get into the flow, but you see his game experience as a quarterback. You see that starting to come back, as you mentioned, starting to get into a rhythm with his receivers, and they just have to stay away from those penalties that push them back into bad down and distant situations.
You know, Footman is listed as 6 foot tall, 181, but he looks a little bigger than that from here.
He may have grown a couple of inches since the media book came out at the beginning of the season.
Footman on the scramble, stepping out of bounds. Raheem McMorris right there to escort him out, but a nice gain on first down. That will be a first down for the Braves.
Another good run here by Footman. You see him just step up inside the Tiger defense. He has enough speed to get out of bounds after picking up the yards to gain.
First down for the Braves. They have a man in motion, and the handoff goes right there to Warford. He bounces off a couple of players before he's spun down by Derek Lyles. Derek Lyles in there with a nice play for that TSU defense. Also nice to see number 91, Caleb Jenkins, back on the field. He was shaken up a little earlier.
Yeah, Warford just on the jet sweep that time, and as you mentioned, a great play by Lyles, bringing him down after a short gain. Second down, we'll call it 6.
Lyles has been one of the leaders this year on that front. You know, they haven't gotten the amount of sacks they would have liked, but they've really done a fine job at times this season. Okay, Footman comes up. It's going to be 2nd and about 5 for the Braves. Footman this time hands straight up the middle. He has a man, number 22, Ragsdale. And Ragsdale just kept bouncing off of tacklers and comes up with a really big gain for the Braves.
That's a touchdown saving tackle that time by Archie Rice. It was an excellent run that time by Ragsdale, breaking off a couple of Tigers. Watch it here from the end zone camera angle. You see one missed tackle there. Then he gets into the open field. Great job by Rice, as there's nothing but green grass in front of him. He would have still been running.
Footman with a pass intended for Warford, and it is incomplete on the right side. So that's going to bring up second down for the Braves. No doubt about it. Archie Rice coming up right on the spot at the right time and may have saved a touchdown there for the Tigers.
4:10 to go here before halftime. Texas Southern trying to get a big stop, a big play here on defense. They forced one turnover so far here in the first half. See if they can get another one to give their offense the football back with a chance to score before the break.
Second and long for the Braves. Footman fakes it inside, comes out, throwing it. A pass is almost intercepted. That is number 30, Archie Rice, again with a great break on that football, and he had his hands on the ball.
And Rice jumped the route that time. He saw the out pattern developing, slow developing play in the pocket, and he just jumps right in front of the receiver, just off his fingertips. That's why he plays defensive back instead of wide receiver. Couldn't hold on to the rock.
That was a fine defensive play, though. That's how you want to break on the football. And you're right, that play took a while to develop out there, and Archie was right on it. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Braves. Footman still in at quarterback, looking to throw on this one. Tigers on the blitz. Rice coming hard, and the pass is incomplete. That one broken up by Dondre Dobbins. Excuse me, that's Clyde Lee, number 15, who got his hands on the football and knocked it away.
Yeah, great job by Lee, the senior out of here in Houston. He makes the defensive backs for Texas Southern did an excellent job on that series, breaking up a couple of pass plays, nearly came up with an interception on the play before, and Lee with the defensive stop that time.
And also on that play, they brought the pressure. Archie Rice came from the right side, and he made him unload that football quickly, and that's maybe a look at what they're going to start doing later on in this ball game.
Well, they ran a stunt up front, and that was able to put the pressure on the defense. They nearly get to the punter there. It's going to call for a fair catch. Alcorn's going to get a good bounce. Pin Texas Southern back near their own 10-yard line.
So that's kind of what he was trying to do there. That's what the doctor ordered from McCraney. He wanted to get that thing up high, but you mentioned it. Moore was back there. Number 53 was very close to getting his hands on that. Excuse me, that's Gary Holmes. And he came close to getting the block.
Good pressure that time on the punter. He did a good job getting it off. Now let's see if this Tiger offense can come up with some magic before halftime. 3:50 to go. Causey once again back at quarterback.
Well, on the last possession, we could see them starting to get that rhythm going and get that momentum going a little bit, and hopefully they can pick up right where they left off. Homer Causey in at quarterback for the Tigers with a rollout to the left side. Nowhere to go there. Under pressure, fires the pass, and it is incomplete, and Homer is down on the play. He might have been shaken up. The Braves had a lot of pressure on, and they had it there in a hurry.
We hope that he's okay. Let's watch it here from the end zone. Rolling out to the left, and here comes the pressure from the backside. That was big number 94, Michael Brooks. He leads the team in sacks with 5 on the season, nearly at number 6.
So Homer's going to come off. Jonathan Bowen's going to go back in. There you can see Homer on the sideline. So it looked like he was just shaken up a little bit, so he'll probably be able to come back in the game. But Jonathan Bowen now in at quarterback on second down. Hands to Darrell Robinson, a big hole up the middle. And Robinson turns out a nice gain for the Tigers. So that's a good play right there on that for the Tigers as he picked up pretty close to that first down. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for the Tigers. Robinson is one of those north and south runners. He gets the football and he gets up ahead of steam and he knows exactly what to do with it. Bowen back to pass this time. 3rd down, floats one over the middle and he overthrows everyone, but there's a flag on the play and it looks like it's going to be pass interference against the Braves. Number 41 for the Braves, that's Nick Brown, is going to be guilty of pass interference apparently there.
Pass interference. 41, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
So a good job by Jonathan Bowen just to unload the football. He was under pressure again. In the pocket, saw his man, gave him a chance, just put the football up in the air, and you could see there was some contact there, and the officials were right there on the spot, and the flags come in. It's going to be a first down for the TSU Tigers. So Jonathan Bowen now, he in for the injured Homer Causey, and he's got something going. 1st and 10. Bowen rolling out to his left, looking way downfield, trying to get Griffin, and he overthrew everybody. Griffin looking for that football over the outside. It came on the inside, and it's just a long, incomplete pass.
The Braves secondary, they're determined not to let Williams get behind them. And once again, every time that they've gone deep to Williams, he's had a man in his face. Whether it's one-on-one coverage or double coverage, the Braves secondary has played tremendously against Williams this afternoon.
You know, they have, Ken, but Williams, Derek is one of those guys, you know, he's like a Jimmy Graham, because when he's covered, he can be open if you put the ball in the right spot and give him a chance to go up and get it.
Or Griffin, excuse me.
Bowen scrambling out of the pocket, and Bowen's going to take what he can get and step out of bounds with a nice game there. But Derek Williams is a force, and one of the best things about him, Coach says the young man is so unassuming. He's not a selfish player. You know, he said he's willing to wait for the game to come to him, and he's not going to be a guy saying, give me the ball, I need to have the ball.
And it's more evident than not when you look at the numbers for Derek Griffin over the last couple of weeks. They have been outstanding, the way he's been able to come on. Just that last week, he had 8 receptions for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. The last 3 weeks combined, 19 receptions for 402 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he's definitely their big play guy.
Bowen on the scramble, finds a man over the middle. It's 1st down. And let's see what the officials say. Now, all the Braves are saying incomplete. That's Derek Griffin. And the officials say he got it. Now, here comes the referee, and he's saying no. So these guys are going to have to get on the same page.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here as he scrambles out to the right, goes to Griffin across the middle.
That's a catch.
It looks like a catch to me.
That's a catch. He had it. Let's see.
I don't see where the football comes out. Maybe there at the end, but it may have come down after he was down. Maybe worth a quarterback challenge.
Well, that's, you know, Ken, you could almost call that a catch and a fumble, you know, that Derek Griffin recovered, because he did have it. The ball came out, but it looked like he took a step with the football, and it came out right before he hit the ground. So I don't know about that, but that's one of those could go either ways, but it's going to hurt the Tigers.
It was a bang-bang play. I thought he had it with the knee down. The officials say no, and so the Tigers are going to be forced to punt it away.
Corey Carter on to kick it away again. Anthony Williams set to return, and Corey Carter booms another one. Williams hauls it in right about his 16-yard line. Williams was caught for a second, but he breaks away. One man to beat, and he's caught from behind. Number 39 making the play for the TSU Tigers. That's Eric Williams coming from behind what he may have saved a touchdown there.
Well, it looks like the Tigers may have just relaxed there for a moment, thinking he was down. Let's watch it again on the replay. Breaks one tackle there, and everyone kind of slows up, and he continues to rumble downfield. And luckily, Dominique Wilson saves the day.
Yeah, Eric Williams, yes, number 39, Eric Williams.
Oh, Williams, okay,
yeah,
my mistake.
He came out of nowhere there, but you were right. It looked like everybody stopped when they thought they had him, and then he got out of the grasp. And so Alcorn has the football again, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Lenoris Footman on the keeper, comes around the left side, weaving his way through traffic, and finally he just steps out of bounds. Zacchaeus Bamijoko over there with Raheem McMorris. But Lenoris Footman, that was another example of what we were talking about earlier, how when he's running with the football, he's such a patient runner.
You don't see that, that real explosion, that real quickness, but just those long legs, and he picks up so much ground in a hurry.
And the handoff off tackle, that's number 2. Joe Price with his first carry of the ball game for the Braves. And Price comes up with a 1st down carry.
And Price on the season, it's only his 16th carry. He came in with 15 carries, 157 yards. And he averages about 10 yards a pop, so he's a big play guy once he enters the game. You saw it there.
He's got a little quickness to him. Footman this time fakes the handoff. He's going to keep again. Zacchaeus Bamijoko in the hole. Footman takes it on the outside and got around the corner and actually picked up some yards on that play. But you saw what happened when he went to dip inside. He's like, oh, no, I don't think so.
He saw those big bodies inside. He hit the brakes and put it back in the second gear and bounced outside. He picks up 6 yards on the carry. Great individual effort. He's a smart quarterback.
But you were talking about those long strides. That's a perfect example of it because he wanted to turn it up there, and there was just nothing inside but maroon. He took that giant step and got around the corner.
Good job by the interior of the Tiger defense. They just have to protect the boundaries when he bounces it outside.
Timeout being charged now to the Texas Southern Tigers. Zacchaeus Bamijoko filled that hole quickly, and he saw him. But, boy, you mentioned that long stride. He looks like a Vince Young. We got to see Vince Young at Madison, and then we saw him again at UT, and that's the kind of stride this fella has to him.
Yeah, he does have a lot of patience in the pocket. He's not a fast runner, say like a Michael Vick or something like that, but he's very elusive, those long legs, and he's making the most of it as he's got the starting position right now for the Braves, at least until Gibbs Jr. is healthy enough to return. Then it'll be decision time for their coach on who they roll with the rest of the season.
Because, John Gibbs Jr. Prepped at Booker T. Washington here in town, so I'm sure he's going to get to see a lot of family and friends. It'll be a good trip into Houston for him.
And he wished he was playing this afternoon, but he's taking his time to get healthy. Got hurt a couple of weeks ago early in the ball game against Southern, and that allowed Footman to take that position.
Okay, 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the first half. Footman back to pass again. Surveying the field, throws it incomplete. He's hit right as he let the football go. That's number 90, Devin Williams, who was putting on the pressure.
Yeah, good job by Texas Southern that time, getting some heat on the quarterback. Did not allow him to bounce outside and scramble. Now you force a third down situation for Alcorn, and you hope that you can come up with a big stop here. Don't allow them to get any more points before halftime.
Coach Asbury just took that timeout, and that may be what he was hoping for, that his defense could step up and stop him here and still have some time left on the clock. Third down and 5 yards to go for the Braves. Footman in the pocket again. Wanted to throw it out to the flats, and he's got nothing but open space in front of him. Archie Rice comes over just to escort him out of bounds. But Footman on the scramble picked up the first down for the Braves.
Yeah, 16-yard run that time by Footman. As you watch this play develop, TSU was in man-to-man coverage across the entire field. Claiborne, the middle linebacker, went out to cover the running back. That left the entire middle of the field open for the scramble opportunity for Footman.
That was great recognition by Footman, because you're right, he did see that one-on-one coverage, and he saw them go across the field with the receivers, and he took off as soon as he saw it. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Braves now. They still can pick up another first down, and we have a whistle on the field. And the TSU Tigers are calling another timeout.
Yeah, and you see a little pushing and shoving going on now. Damon King getting into it with a couple of the offensive linemen for Alcorn.
Well, when you're involved with a game like this, a lot of things get frustrating at this point in the game. And I'm sure they're going to get in the locker room at halftime, and they'll have an opportunity to regroup and come out and try to make some adjustments to, change things in the second half.
Well, the defense has been on the field a lot here in the first half. Unfortunately, the offense hasn't been able to sustain any long drives to give the defense some rest. So they've been out there playing for most of this first half. And now you see some of the frustration starting to settle in on the TSU side. But they still have a long way to go. 1 minute left here in the period. They're going to try to keep Alcorn out of the end zone and then try to start over here in the second half.
Braves back out on the field. They have 3 wide receivers out to the left side.
Main guy they've been targeting, number 10 in the slot, Marquise Warford.
And it's going to be Footman on the keeper, trying to get around the right side. No, sir, nothing doing right there. Clyde Lee coming up with a big stop for that TSU defense.
Clyde Lee has been busy here in the first half, all over the football field. Watch him here come up from the outside, being patient, not letting the quarterback turn the corner. That's excellent discipline protects the boundary, makes the sack.
Turned it back inside, did his job. Great job by Clyde Lee. Second down, the pass into the end zone is incomplete, and that is Clyde Lee back there on the defense with a fine play. They were trying to get the ball to Brandon Vessel, but Clyde Lee in good position on the play.
Yeah, you see Lee on the first time come up and make the sack. That time he drops back in coverage. Excellent one-on-one coverage in the end zone. He was trying to make a notice to the officials like, hey, I'm being interfered here with. I got as much right to the football as the receiver does, and I think he had a good point there. The receiver was all over his back. As you watch it here, the fade pattern in the end zone, the receiver comes over the top of Lee to break up the interception. That could have been offensive pass interference.
I think the man had a point there. Of course, that ball off target there, a little short. Footman looking to throw again, tries to bounce it out to the right side, trying to stay patient. Oh my goodness, the ball goes through Clyde Lee's hands, and it's into number 12, Brandon Vessel's hands for the touchdown. The second time we've seen today a tip pass ended up in the Braves' hands.
That's just bad luck, a bad break. Good defense this time. They keep Footman in the pocket. He makes a terrible throw in the end zone. Lee right there for the interception. It bounces off his shoulder pads right into the waiting arms of Vessel, and the Braves get a lucky score here to end the half.
You know, sometimes you don't have any luck but bad, because Clyde Lee made a fine play there. This whole series he made a fine play. Great coverage, and he just could not make the interception.
He made 3 great plays, but unfortunately couldn't come down with the pick. And Vessel gets a lucky interception, or a lucky reception, I should say, for the touchdown.
Hayden McCraney added the extra point as the Braves extend their lead here in the second quarter with just 19 seconds left to go. It's 38-0, Alcorn State with the lead. And you know, there's nothing much you can say about that. That's just bad luck, because the ball hits right through his hands. It bounced up, and what about the great catch that Vessel made? He has a great hand-eye coordination to get that ball off the tip and haul it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, you practice that tip drill as a receiver as well as a defensive back, and Alcorn has been shining on the spot twice this afternoon, one on an interception on the first play of the game, and there on the touchdown reception with 19 seconds to go in the half.
Well, and just the reaction on the play. He reacted so quickly in the soft hands to hang on to it. So it was a good play on both sides. It had been a better play had Clyde Lee hung on and made the interception.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we got 19 seconds. We have 19 seconds left to go in the first half. You know, this season, the TSU Tigers, they actually lead the SWAC in turnover margin, and we really haven't had an opportunity to get many turnovers today.
You know, it's weird because I was looking at the statistics, and I saw that they would, and you see the big hit there as our return man tries to get something outside, but they've done an excellent job turning over the opposition. The problem is, like we saw in the first half here today, we got the interception, but then we gave it right back, so they haven't been able to take advantage of those opportunities.
That was Tevin Jones on the return, but we also have another injured Tiger on the play. That is number 57, Cecil Turner, who's down at about the 25-yard line. But, yeah, it's interesting about those turnovers because you can see Tevin Jones on the return there making a fine play for TSU. Tevin Jones. But the Tigers have done well with the turnovers, and that's one thing the defense has done. They've been able to give the ball back to the offense, and they've only had one turnover today.
Yeah, and it's just a weird stat here in the SWAC. TSU +7 in the turnover margin. Usually you would see a team with a winning record in that with those type of turnovers. Alcorn, on the other hand, is a -7 in turnover margin, yet they lead the East Division.
They lead the East Division, and they've gotten, I mean, everything has gone their way today. I mean, they've gotten every break. You know, you come out, and if you're TSU, you're thinking, okay, finally we got a game where it's not raining, and we have a beautiful game to play, and then every break in this game goes to Alcorn first. But they are still down on the field looking at number 57, Cecil Turner for TSU. Turner is a 6'1", 220-pound redshirt freshman. Went to Chavez High School here in Houston, and let's see what happened. Right there, he bumped into his own man.
Yeah.
He ran into Tevin Jones.
Yep, right there. He got hit low by the Alcorn defender, and he bumps heads with his return man. So We hope it's nothing serious. But you can see right there they bumped heads, and then he went down in a heap.
You know, it's the second friendly fire incident we've seen in this ball game, and so the Tigers have had several guys shaken up, but Cecil is down there, and he's been down there for a while. We can't really see what they're checking out at this point.
Well, there's one thing also that Coach Asbury talked with us about this week in preparation for this ball game. This team has been hit with so many injuries. The second half of the season, of course, the starting quarterback Hurts went down with an injury. Offensive lineman Drew Moore came into this ball game shaken up. They've had a couple of switches on the offensive line. We've seen the quarterback situation here this afternoon. So depth has really been an issue the latter part of the season for Texas Southern, which has really resulted in the record being where it is right now at 3-5.
And that's a really good sign right there. Cecil is up on his feet, and he's coming off on his own power.
Good job, good job. Glad to see him come off under his own power. Looks a little shaken up. We'll try to get a report on him at halftime.
A couple of guys we're going to have to check on at halftime. There are a few TSU Tigers shaken up in this first half. Bowen's going to come back out at quarterback. We got 9 seconds left to finish off the first half.
And we're going to see Alcorn with the prevent defense as they have their entire secondary back near the 40-yard line. Bowen drops back, and he's just going to go up top with a Hail Mary, and it is almost caught by Griffin, but it falls incomplete, and that will end the first half.
They go down fighting. They go down fighting, and that's the end of the first half, and it's the Alcorn State Braves leading the Texas Southern Tigers 38-0 heading to the locker room. But Ken, at this point, you're going in and you're down 38-0, and you really didn't get a break in the first half. But we'll talk about that. Just hold that thought right there. We're going to come back after a timeout. We're going to get your thoughts on the first half. Right now, as we head to break, it is halftime here at BBVA Compass Stadium, and the Alcorn State Braves are leading the TSU Tigers 38-0.
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee, we identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
Welcome back to BBVA Compass Stadium. A beautiful afternoon for some football here in Houston, Texas. We are at the half of the Texas Southern Tigers game against Alcorn State, and right now the Braves are leading this one 38-0. We're going to pause for a quick little time out here, but we're going to leave you with all the action from the Alcorn State band here at halftime.
Friendships are everything. And when they're fractured, they can sometimes make you feel disconnected. Hi, I'm Carl Miner, pastor of the Church of Grace Fellowship here in Richmond, Texas. TSU's athletic team pastors well. Join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the William B. Travis High School, 99 in Harlem Road. Come on, let's worship God together, witness one to another, and let us help reintroduce you to your best self. Go Tigers!
And the Ocean of Soul is wrapping up down on the field here at halftime at BBVA Compass Stadium, where the Texas Southern Tigers trail Alcorn State by a score of 38-0 here at the half. Of course, joining me here in the studio today, Ken Moore, and we had a long first half. Really, when you look at it, what do you think was the difference? I know TSU was hoping to get off to a quick start, and it just didn't happen.
Well, I think it just snowballed on them right from the first opportunity. Eric Foster gets the deflection on the first pass of the ball game, sets up Alcorn for that first touchdown. Then TSU has the punt blocked in the end zone, results in the second touchdown, and it just kind of snowballed downhill from there.
And it did, and it came out. First pass went to Derek Griffin. He had it for a second. He took a big hit, and the interception led to a touchdown, and it went on from there. We can take a look at some of the statistics from the first half now. We will see how much that rushing attack of the Alcorn Braves was in full force for this game.
Yeah, you look at it, they had 127 yards on the ground. Texas Southern only with 44 total yards in the first half. 281 yards for Alcorn, 66 for Texas Southern. You look at the passing yards there for Alcorn, 154 yards. So a very balanced attack for the Braves. Texas Southern really couldn't get their offense going. Every time they got a couple of first downs, they would get hurt by a penalty, and that's what really hurt them in the first half.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights. You can see Homer Causey, who moved over from defensive back to quarterback for this game. He got in the game, and at one point he did get a little rhythm going, but here you can see Homer Causey looking for a guy. The ball is tipped away, and that was more what was happening in the first half than not.
Yeah, you look at his stats, 3 of 9 for 24 yards. You see the big fumble recovery as the defense came up with a big play there in the second period.
That was a huge play because Jaborian McKenzie had a nice run, and Dondre Dobbins knocked the ball loose, and then Eric Williams recovered for the Tigers' only first turnover of the first half.
Yeah, big play by the defense here. They had their hands full. Great job there with Claiborne coming up with the sack on Footman. You see Causey here rolling out. He did a nice job scrambling in the first half against this Brave defense. As he throws it up here, Alcorn did a great job on Griffin in the secondary, breaking up a couple of pass plays. And we also tried to get the running game going here as we see the running back bounce to the outside for some positive yardage.
That was Brad Woodard making something out of nothing there. And here's Causey again, has his man over on the sideline. That's Griffin. But they just couldn't get that done enough. And I think part of the problem, as Robinson gets a nice gain, was the pressure on Causey in the backfield.
Well, absolutely. The Braves came into this ball game with 30 sacks. You see the great plays in the secondary here by our defense as we tried to make some plays late in the second period. But of course, the Brave defense, they came in with 30 sacks on the season. They kept putting the pressure on Causey as well as on Freeman as well. And so that's where we are at the break.
Causey passing only 3 for 9 in the first half. This was before the game, and this is a special game. The final home game of the year. It's senior day. Some of these guys being honored by Dr. Charles McClellan there on the field. And you can look at it, of course, they have 12 seniors coming into this game, guys like Amir Bloom, Clyde Lee, who you saw was doing a really fine job, Malik Cross, Homer Causey, Stephen Carpenter, I can go on and on. Sekiru Asafatu, if I left you out, guys, I'm sorry. Billy Rosenberg, but a really big day for the seniors, and it's good to see them get that honor before the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by them. Hopefully they can cap it off with a big comeback here in the second half.
Yes, let's hope they can make some of these adjustments, come out in the second half. We're ready for an exciting ball game. That will do it for the halftime show. It's 38-0 Alcorn State. We will be back in just a minute for the TSU final home game of the year.
This is where crisp, smooth, refreshing Bud Light happens. But it is right here that it becomes an invitation, making this not only 12 ounces of refreshment, but also 12 ounces of inspiration. To be more up for whatever than ever.
Bud Light.
The perfect beer for reading and unleashing a whole world of whatever in the name of a ridiculously good time. If you're up for whatever, look for your message on Bud Light bottles. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Hello, I'm Alan Helfman, Vice President of River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge. This is my friend and customer, Miss Georgia Provost. River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge has the all-new, totally redesigned Chrysler 300. River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge has the all-new, totally redesigned Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Ellen is the only car dealer I will ever buy a car from.
Come see us at Kirby and the Southwest Freeway.
And halftime is winding down here at BBVA Compass Stadium. Halftime show, as always, was excellent. And now we want to see the TSU Tigers kind of get something going here in the second half and jump back into this ball game. Ken, you know, looking at everything, if you're Darryl Asbury, if you're the coach, what do you tell your team at halftime, and what do they have to do in the second half to get back in this ball game?
Well, one thing, they have to create some big plays on offense and on defense. We saw the one big turnover by the defense, forcing the fumble out near midfield. They need more of that. They need more activity. They need more excitement. They're going to have to put some pressure on Footman, try to force him outside of his comfort zone. On the offensive side of the football, they have to get the running game going with Darren Robinson. Yes, you're down by 38 points, but you can't get all 38 at one time. One score at a time will get you back into this football game. So you want to start off with some positive momentum. Tell your team to continue fighting, continue showing the effort, and good results will come.
That's right. There are no 38-point plays in college football that you can just rely on that quickly. It's interesting because Coach Asbury thought they had a very positive week at practice, and he wanted to keep it positive. He wanted to keep it upbeat. At one point, he actually brought music out to practice, and I asked him, I said, well, who picked out the music? And he goes, Butch, they told me I'm too old school. They wouldn't let me do that. So
he might have broke out some Marvin Gaye or some OJs. Well, yeah, you wanted to keep that positive, upbeat attitude, and I think they came into that this afternoon, but it just started off the first play from scrimmage. They get the tip pass for the interception, and then they get the block punt in the end zone, and all of a sudden, before you can blink, they're down 14-0 and going up against a Brave team that's leading the district on the east side of the bracket. I mean, this is just a strong, formidable foe that they're going up against, so it's going to take some patience, it's going to take some discipline, but more than anything, it's going to take a lot of heart and effort for the last 30 minutes of this football game.
You're absolutely right about that, and when you find yourself in that big a hole so early, it is extremely difficult. It really is.
Because it makes you think like the whole week that you put in this preparation has gone to waste because all of a sudden you're down 14 points, less than 2 minutes to go in the football game. But this is a very resilient group on Texas Southern, and we're going to see a good effort from them here the final 30 minutes.
Okay, Chris Medina kicks it off to start the second half, and we are underway. Joe Price on the return. Joe Price comes up the left hash, and he is spun down right there at about the 20-yard line. And that is where the Braves will start, 1st and 10 to start the second half.
A good play starting out by the second special teams unit, holding them to the 20-yard line. And now let's see if this defense can come up with some big plays here
From the other side, if you're Alcorn State and you're in at halftime and you have the big lead, what are you telling your team?
You're telling your team, do not let up. Do not let Texas Southern back in this football game. You don't want to give them any momentum. You want to continue doing what you did in the first half, put pressure on the quarterback, and allow Footman to make some plays offensively with his legs.
Lenoris Footman is back in at quarterback. He has 2 wide receivers out to the right, and he has a single receiver on the left as he calls out the signals. Footman with a handoff to Ragsdale. Ragsdale trying to turn the corner on the left side. He cuts it back in, and Ragsdale picked up the first down, so that's a nice run. He got some good blocking out in front of him there, and he made the most of that carry.
And Ragsdale in the first half, 6 carries for 34 yards, and he picked up a nice 12-yard gain there on first down.
So the Braves, Footman again, hands to Ragsdale inside, nice hole, he breaks it. Ragsdale wide open, 1 man to beat, and he's not going to be close. Ragsdale takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown for the Braves to start the second half. Second play from scrimmage in the second half, and he takes it all the way down for a touchdown. 68 yards, I think, was the yardage on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Good lead block from his fullback, number 36, Aaron Baker. And once he gets into the open field, no one is going to catch Darion Ragsdale. He takes it to the house, and not the way you want to start the second half if you're a TSU Tiger.
Ragsdale just had great blocking right there at the line of scrimmage, and he just broke that crease, and sometimes when you break that crease, that's what happens, and he had enough gas to take it all the way to the house. McCraney is on for the extra point. That is good, and it's the Braves who come out there. Ragsdale, he doesn't even look tired on the sidelines, so they come out and extend their lead early here in the third quarter.
Well, for Ragsdale, that's his 6th touchdown on the season, and a big 68-yard run to begin this second half. Now this TSU offense is going to have to respond in a big way if they want to try to get back into this football game.
It'll be interesting because the blocking on that play at the point of attack, I mean, they had everybody sealed. When he broke the line, that was it. It was just going to be a foot brace. 1 man had a chance to catch him, and he got a block, so he took it all the way. So you're right, now is going to shift. The TSU Tigers are going to get the ball, try to start with good field position and see if they can't go down and get something up on the scoreboard.
Well, you have to give a lot of credit to the fullback, Aaron Baker. A lot of times, though, fullbacks are the most unnoticed players on the line except for the offensive lineman, and he did a good job there with the kickout block. And once Ragsdale got to the second level, there was no one between him and the end zone, and it was just a foot race, and he won it easily.
And McCraney kicks it off to the Tigers. Deep in the end zone, Austin Watts steps out to make the catch on the return. Austin Watts looking for some room, trying to get to the outside, and he could not get there. A couple of Braves got a hold of him and took him down in his tracks. So Austin Watts with a nice return back up to the 20-yard line.
It looks like he had a crease there, but it closed quickly. And now Coach Asbury and his crew try to get his offense going here in the second half. We'll see who'll come out at quarterback. Looks like it's going to be Bowen once again.
LaShawn Ely on the stop on that kickoff return. And Bowen, you know, he came in right before the half when Homer Causey was shaken up, and he actually got something going. They had the pass interference and picked up the first down, so we will see if he can pick up that momentum. Jonathan Bowen's pass to Griffin is complete. Number 21 is Quentin Cantu making the stop for the Braves.
And for Griffin, only his 3rd reception of the afternoon. He only had 2 catches for 8 yards in the first half. They're going to need major production out of him in the second half.
You kind of expect to see the Tigers pick up the pace a lot here on offense because you got to get back into this. Pass to Robinson, complete, and he steps out of bounds. Excuse me, that's Carpenter, number 14. It's actually a senior Tracy Johnson making the catch over there, number 14, and he steps out of bounds with the Tigers' first down.
Well, Coach Asbury would say Johnson has been one of his most improved players from the beginning of the season.
Handoff inside to Darrell Robinson. Robinson A nice pickup there before number 47, Michael Hearns, made the tackle. So the Tigers doing a good job right now mixing up the plays, a short passing to the running.
And I think that's what they talked about at halftime. They wanted to go back to their original game plan. I think this is what they had planned to begin the ball game, a couple of short pass plays to try to open up the running game. And now we see how that can be effective against this Brave defense.
Bowen looking to pass, pump fake, then he throws it down the sidelines. It's incomplete, intended for number 2, Malik Cross.
Alcorn has done a tremendous job against the deep pass plays today. The Tigers have found some success on the out routes, but not so much going downfield.
Well, and that's what you do. You know, well, as a defensive coordinator, you're going to loosen up things when you get the big lead, and you're going to have your guys play a deeper coverage than they probably would normally at this point in the game. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 8 for the TSU Tigers, operating from their own 32-yard line. Bowen on a rollout to the left side, looking downfield, throws it up, and he has a man. That's Larry Clark, and Clark with a fading catch, falling down on his back, came up with a great catch. Larry Clark III, and we've seen this guy do this before.
A big 39-yard reception. Good play call that time. Rolling Bowen out of the pocket to get him away from the pressure. Then he's able to use that strong arm of his throwing across his body, and an excellent catch downfield for the 1st down.
This time he hands it inside to Darrell Robinson, and he pushes that line forward. Robinson with about 5 yards as the Tigers and the Braves start to mix it up inside a little bit.
Now, this is one of these old school rivalries. 2 old SWAC opponents. And despite the score, the TSU Tigers are going to continue to fight.
This has been their best drive of the game so far. What a catch, though, by Larry Clark.
Now, that was a tremendous grab by Clark.
Okay, Bowen on 2nd down, looking to throw it again. Under pressure, fires, and it's complete to Derek Griffin. He breaks away. Griffin down the sideline is finally pushed out. After a big gain, he takes it inside the 5-yard line. That was Ben Brooks.
19 yards on the catch and run by Griffin. Again, the out route, he's successful. This time he's able to break away from the defender, get it down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal now for the Tigers.
And that's what Derek Griffin can do. I mean, he gets out there, he gets his hands on the football, and then the fun starts after he makes the catch.
And he's so big, so strong, it's very hard to bring him down one-on-one in the open field.
1st and goal for the Tigers, and Bowen will use a timeout. He did not like what he was seeing on the defensive side as the Tigers were setting up 1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
Well, you don't want to make a mistake down here in the red zone. You want to take advantage of this opportunity and try to get some positive momentum going. Texas Southern on the season, 60% of the time they come away with touchdowns inside the red zone.
You can see Coach Asbury over there talking to his offense as they try to make sure they take advantage of this opportunity.
Very important that they try to come up with 6 points here. Still a lot of time to go in the football game, and you just want to end here on a strong note. They'll bring Griffin out. He'll line up on the right side. Looks like he's going to have one-on-one coverage. Might look for a fade route to him over on the far side.
Brad Woodard's in the backfield. It has fade written all over it, and there it is. The fade to Griffin, and he got one hand on it, and there goes the flag. So the Braves are going to be guilty of pass interference, and the Tigers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. But you called it right there, Ken. They went to the fade to number 80. He had a lot of room over there, and he just could not hold it in.
Well, when you break the huddle as a quarterback, and you see your 6'7" receiver one-on-one with a smaller defensive back, you're going to go to him 9 times out of 10, and you see the holding penalty. So it's going to be 1st and goal, Texas Southern.
That was DeAndre Smith over there on the pass interference. Of course, DeAndre Smith goes about 5'11" compared to 6'7".
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's fair, but that's what you had. Bowen hands to Robinson. He's hit hard, and the line surges forward, and he's in for the touchdown. What a second effort right there by Darrell Robinson.
a great push from his offensive line, pushing him into the end zone. As you'll see it here, lines up in the backfield, got a good push there. Look at big number 87 pushing him in the back, allowing him to get across the goal line for the Tigers' first score of the afternoon.
Darrell Robinson hit that line hard, and just for a second he stopped, and then the surge, the second effort, the surge goes forward, and the Tigers have their first touchdown of the day. Chris Medina on for the extra point. Good hole, and it is blocked, and it's picked up by one of the Braves, and he's not done yet. Damon King throws him down, and that's going to be a penalty flag. Damon King. That was Quentin Cantu who picked up the blocked extra point, and then Damon King, that's some of that frustration we were talking about a little earlier.
Yeah, just a little overzealous that time and threw the return man out of bounds. That's going to cost them 15 yards on the kickoff.
Number 97, Damon King, guilty of the penalty. We have a timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout in the booth. And as we head to break, it's Alcorn State leading the TSU Tigers 45-6.
This is where crisp, smooth, refreshing Bud Light happens. But it is right here that it becomes an invitation. Making this not only 12 ounces of refreshment, but also 12 ounces of inspiration. To be more up for whatever than ever.
Bud Light.
The perfect beer for reading and unleashing a whole world of whatever in the name of a ridiculously good time. If you're up for whatever, look for your message on Bud Light bottles. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
Well, a nice scoring drive by the TSU Tigers. You can see Jonathan Bowen completing the pass to Derek Griffin on the outside. 7 plays, 85 yards, and that was the big play. Larry Clark III with a huge diving reception, fell on his back, but he made the catch, and then watch big Griffin. Derek Griffin escaping, getting it all the way down there, and that would put the Tigers in pay range for pay dirt.
Yeah, great offensive drive, and that's the game plan that they had set out for the beginning of the football game. They could just never get the offense on track in the first period, but now we saw to fruition exactly what Coach Asbury had planned for his ball club, and they want to carry that out the rest of the second half.
They executed very well on that drive, taking it all the way down for the touchdown. Unfortunately, the extra point was blocked, and then we had the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and so they're going to kick off the football from their own 20-yard line, and you can see the Braves moving up a little closer for the return. Eric McDina's kick is on the way, and it bounces once before Price picks it up. Joe Price has a hole. He has some room. Price turning on the speed, and he's finally taken down by Tevin Jones. Ken, this is my favorite part of the game. And now, A-Rocket Movers presents Do You Know TSU? It's where I get to ask you and the viewers a question about TSU.
All right.
And the question is, what are the names of the 2 TSU mascots?
All right, I'm going to marinate on that for a second.
They have 2 mascots down there, and you're going to tell me the names of the 2 mascots.
I'm going to marinate on that for a moment. We may have to go down to Nick Strong for
We got the Braves with the football now in great field position. Footman calling out the signals. Looking to pass, throws it over. He has a man open over there. That's Warford. and he slips away for 11 yards before he's taken out of bounds by Zacchaeus Bamijoko.
Well, Warford had a big first half receiving the football. He had 4 receptions for 48 yards in the first half. And he was also a terror on the ground as well. But he's a dual threat, and he has been a problem for the Tiger defense this afternoon.
The Braves have 3 wideouts wide to the right. Footman still in at quarterback. This time he hands the football off. It's number 36, the big bowling ball, Aaron Baker. And Baker is right there. He's hit by several TSU Tigers. He's a load. If you look at Baker, he's like 5'10", but he comes across at 245 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big cat, to say the least.
When that guy gets a head of steam going, I mean, I'd hate to be that defensive back out there. The handoff inside to Warford. He has some room to move, dances his way outside, and he picks up another first down for the Braves.
Well, this kid is so quick. He's short to begin with, and he runs so low to the ground. He's really hard to find as he hides behind his huge offensive lineman, and before you know it, he's to the second level of the defense.
Braves in the red zone again. This time the pass goes over to Warford. He slips by Demetrius Johnson and is finally knocked down by Archie Rice near the out-of-bounds marker there. So, again, a gain of about 5 on first down.
2nd and 6.
Well, the TSU defense, they're going to have to stand tall here in the red zone.
And that's an example where how much that penalty can affect you, because you already have a kick that's shorter, and he makes a nice return, and then before you know it, you're in the red zone knocking on the door.
Yeah, and Alcorn's very effective in the red zone. They convert 72% of the time scoring touchdowns.
Footman hands right up the middle to that big bowling ball again. That's Aaron Baker, and he takes it down. It looks like he's near the 5-yard line.
Now another big third down. We may be in 4-down territory here for the Braves. So TSU, they have 9 men in the box trying to stop Footman.
Footman again, and there goes the whistle before he could get it off. And just a suggestion from the referee, he wants the Alcorn band to refrain from playing while the ball is in play.
And the fans don't like it, but, you know, you can't disrupt the snap.
I think that's more like the band didn't like it. But the next one's going to be 15 yards, so they're going to have to just accept it and move on. 3rd down and about a yard to go for the Braves. Footman hands inside again to Baker, and he pushes forward. He surges forward, and it appeared he got the first down. We will see where they mark it, but he is very close.
It looks like it's going to be a first down. Yeah, he didn't get the touchdown, but he did pick up the first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal at the 5. So the Braves will have a brand new set of downs to work with here in the red zone.
4 downs coming up for the Braves. Footman back in at quarterback. He has Ragsdale behind him. Footman hands to Ragsdale. He kind of wanted to pull that one out at the last minute, then Ragsdale took it from him. But he is stopped short of the goal line, so the TSU defense holding up strong inside.
We're making a valiant effort here. Seeing a lot more fight out of the Tiger defense than we saw in the first half, as they try to come up with a big play, try to keep the Braves out of the end zone.
Number 52, Darius Stapleton, trying to get the crowd into it, trying to cheer up. And as he hands this time to Baker, Baker goes, and he is close to the end zone, but again, it appears he is short.
Again, another good defensive play. This Tiger front 7 playing very well, very resilient here. As you see Footman trying to get the play call from the sideline. 3rd down and 1.
Tigers are doing a good job down on the goal line defense here, and because they've been down here a while now, and like you said, 3rd and 1. Footman has Baker in the backfield this time. He hands to Baker, and Baker takes it in for the touchdown.
And Baker just too big, too strong, and that time finally wore down the Texas Southern defense. But Mongigo tried to make the stop, but the big fella, he's a big load. He just carried him into the end zone.
That bowling ball starts rolling downhill, and you can kind of forget about it. Bami Joko was there in the hole, but he just did not have the position to level the force on him to keep him out of the end zone. So it's another touchdown for the Alcorn Braves.
And they've cracked the 50 mark here in the third period.
McCraney's on for the extra point. It hits the upright, and it is no good. So finally, something goes wrong for the Braves. The extra point attempt hits the upright. We're going to take a short break right now with the TSU Tigers trailing Alcorn 51-6.
If you haven't been to French's Chicken, or if it's been a while since your last visit, no place does chicken like French's. Our chicken is seasonized with our blend of Creole herbs and spices. Our side dishes include the tastiest greens and red beans and rice you'll ever put in your mouth. Try our new King Roll rotisserie chicken at our Scott Street location. Come on by French's Chicken, where the taste lasts forever.
Okay, we're going to start with the scoring drive because the Braves came right back after the TSU Tigers scored a touchdown, and they take it all the way back down there. And Warford setting the tone with a nice catch on the outside. Footman hands to the big fella right there, Baker, and you saw him being spun down right there by Jamal Lucas. And then finally, Bami Joko tried to keep him out of the end zone, but that's an impossible task.
That's an impossible task.
When you're right there by yourself like that.
Baker, the touchdown maker, gets into the end zone. It's going to be 51-6, and the Tigers will try to respond. They had a great drive, their first possession of the second half. They went down, got the big touchdown from Darryl Robinson, the 2-yard run, but Bowen, we saw, was able to get into a rhythm offensively, started to find Griffin on the outside. So we'll see if they can continue that as we matriculate down into the latter stages of this second half.
But that is really all you can do, right, Ken? You go back, that formula worked the last time, you go back to the drawing board, come up with some of the plays, try to mix up the run and the pass and see if you can do it again.
Yeah, but I think, as we mentioned, that was the game plan all along, to try to have a 50-50 split between run and throw. But they got down by so much so early in the ball game, they had to revert to mostly a passing attack. Now in the second half, you just try to want to win this second half on the scoreboard and try to come out with some positive momentum as you head into the final week of the season next week.
We have 6:03 to go in the third quarter as the Braves get set to kick off to the Tigers. And you could see during the timeout, Darrell Asbury still coaching hard. You could see him on the sideline working with his offensive lineman, getting set for the next possession.
Well, that's what you want to do as a coach. You're continuing to teach throughout the ball game, regardless of score on the scoreboard. You want your players in tune, in the huddle, paying attention, and therefore you'll see some positive results on the field.
Okay, McCraney is set to kick it off now. His kick is high and deep. Austin Watts waiting. Watts hauls it in. He has some blocking out in front. Watts cuts it up the middle. Has some room before he is finally spun down at about the 28-yard line. So a nice return by Austin Watts, and that is where the Tigers will start 1st and 10.
And again, I think we'll see Bowen come back out at quarterback.
You can see Watts on the return, and he had a couple of nice blocks and got that thing out to the 28. It was a nice return there, and Tigers come back out, and you are correct, sir. Jonathan Bowen is the quarterback, and that was a very nice drive he took the Tigers on on their last possession.
As we mentioned earlier, Bowen, he shared the quarterback duties for the majority of the season.
Bowen with a low snap, scoops it up and runs around the right side, and he is hit hard by number 19, Williams. What a shot there, but it was a bad snap on the play. Bowen scooped it up, and now he's limping.
Yeah, that was a big hit from Williams. Hit him right in the thigh. And I've had that type of hit before, and that's going to hurt for a minute until he can shake it off.
Well, that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to shake it off, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it because Homer Causey is coming into the game right now. Bowen was hopping off to the sidelines, and then he decided he couldn't make it. So he goes down right there at about the 17-yard line, so that's going to give Homer a chance to come back to the sidelines and talk to the coaches while the training staff get to look at Jonathan Bowen.
Yeah, and I think Causey may have whispered in his ear to go down to give him an opportunity to warm up just a bit. We hope the junior quarterback is okay.
He's down there, and they're looking at that leg area you talked about, but he's up quickly.
Yeah, it looks like one of those areas where you can end up with a deep thigh bruise. As you see, we'll take a look at it again. Anthony Williams comes up from the outside. Low snap, as you mentioned, and Bowen breaks outside, and boom, he hits him right in that thigh area. And he'll wake up in the morning with a big strawberry.
And he
and then he landed on his hip.
He landed hard on that hip area, and that's no fun either.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him grab that hip as soon as he pops up. So
it was a loss of 3 on the play, so Homer Causey will come in, and it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Tigers. Causey looking to pass, trying to get the screen set up to Darrell Robinson. Robinson with some room. Robinson up the middle. Robinson showing off his speed. One man to beat, and number 21, Quentin Cantu, was able to track him down from behind. But what a nice play by Darrell Robinson, the quick hitter, the screen pass, and he busted it. They came with the blitz, and it was wide open.
Oh, perfect play call there. 62 yards on the catch and run by Robinson. Excellent play call there. Excellent patience by Causey, letting the play develop before he tossed it over the head of the defenders. And an excellent run that time by Robinson down inside the red zone. TSU knocking at the door once again.
Great call against all that pressure. They've been bringing the pressure the whole game. The Tigers go to the screen, and it paid off in a big way. Homer Causey, 1st and 10, looking to pass. Hands inside to Brad Woodard on the draw play, and Woodard comes up with 7 or 8 yards. So a nice play there on 1st down.
Yeah, just a little delayed draw. Excellent play fake that time by Causey. Just a little reverse counter action inside the Woodard, and he picks up a nice 5-yard gain.
They kind of have that Alcorn defense a little off balance right now as Homer Causey comes back up to the line of scrimmage. He's got Derek Griffin set off on the left side, looking his way, goes for the fade pass, Griffin, and that's going to be a flag.
Pass interference.
No doubt about it. He grabbed the big fella. I don't blame him for doing it, but it's pass interference because that ball had touchdown written all over it.
But Quentin Cantu saying, what can I do against this big fella? He's just too big, too strong, and he had him by the wrist, by the shoulder pad, and everything else.
Going to be a 1st down and goal to go for the TSU Tigers, but you can see that set up on the play. You had Griffin wide out to the left, and Causey, even though he was back in the shotgun, he was looking that way all the way. And a good pass. I think he would have had it.
Yeah, it was a good throw. The officials having an extended conversation here. Oh, boy.
Well, it's nice when you have a choice of 2 penalties to be accepted. He said the foul is on number 32. That is Stacy Garner.
When he said two penalties, I got worried that it was going to be offsetting. But luckily, both of them against the Braves. So it's going to be 1st and goal regardless for TSU. They're going to spot it at the 2-yard line.
1st and goal for the Tigers from the 2.
Darrell Robinson is still in the backfield, and these first 2 series of the second half, he's really done well. Homer Causey calling out the signals. puts Jones in motion. Bobbles the ball, but Causey is wide open, takes it in for the touchdown. He bobbled the snap just a little bit, but he saw the opening, and Homer Causey keeps, and it's in for a TSU touchdown.
And I'm not sure if that was the design play or if he just improvised, but nevertheless, Causey saw no one to the left side, waltzed into the end zone. Easy 6 points for Texas Southern.
I think that was an ad-lib play all the way, because you could see
so.
Darrell Robinson going off to the right. He was looking for the ball, but when Causey bobbled it, and that's that senior experience, he bobbled it, got control of it, and took it into the end zone.
See, and that's one of those plays the coaches will watch the film, and then they'll add it to the playbook next week.
So that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, we're going to try that again. Bobble the snap and then go the other way.
Now, the Braves were off really quickly there, but let's see whether or not they were drawn off as the Tigers tried to attempt the extra point. You remember the last time down here. So someone jumped for the Tigers, trying to get a head start. Last time down here, the extra point was blocked, so you're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that was Terrence Carter, the big junior offensive lineman. He jumped a little early. He's from Clinton, Mississippi, near Alcorn University. And so now it'll be a little bit longer extra point attempt. The Tigers may talk about going for 2 here.
And while we have a chance, we're going to get back to our A-Rocket Movers Do You Know TSU question. And the question was, what are the names of the 2 TSU mascots? And I'm going to give you a chance. You want to make any guesses here?
I'm going to go with Tommy and Rex.
How about Rex and Tex?
Rex and Tex.
You had the T there, and I said, I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good guess, but it's Rex or Tex. And I'm not going to ask you to point out which one is which.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's hard to tell, but we have Rex and Tex on the sidelines cheering the Tigers on. And I think this may be the revenge of the band here, because they know they can play during the timeout. They've been warned twice, so they've kicked it into high gear.
They're trying to get all their music symbols in. And, of course, they're right next to us here in the press box.
Yeah, but they stopped right before the ball was snapped, so they don't want that penalty. Eric Medina on for the extra point now. Snap is good. It's down, and Medina's kicked. The kick is good, but I'm not sure that one wasn't blocked. The ball had a funny spin on it. Let's take a look at the scoring recap now as the Tigers take it all the way down for a touchdown. Eric Medina adding the extra point right there. And from his reaction, it may have been tipped. Darrell Robinson on the screen pass.
Yeah, excellent. Wide open. Great job by the quarterback, allowing the pressure to come in and allowing Robinson to rumble free down into the end zone. And then you see the little inside handoff here. Gets it down inside the 10-yard line, and then the quarterback keeper on the touchdown by Causey, and Texas Southern with 13 points.
74 yards. That's a pretty impressive drive.
Absolutely. We see the kiddos out here having a good time this afternoon on Senior Day.
That young lady's having fun in the sun here at BBVA Compass Stadium, and she likes the fact that the TSU Tigers have some offensive momentum going, and now they're putting some points on the board.
And she likes the fact that it's not raining like it has been the last 3 weeks in the Houston area.
It's a beautiful day to be here at the ballpark. It really is. So Medina's going to get set to kick it off to the Braves. Marquise Warford, one of the guys who's back. Number 2, Joe Price, also waiting on the kick. Number 10 is Warford, and the kick is up, and it is short, and it's taken by one of the up guys, and it's going to be down right there at about the 29-yard line.
The Texas Southern went to just a little pooch kick that time as they tried to kick it over the top of the front line of Alcorn, tried to drop it between the 2 groups and hopefully get an onside kick recovery, but Alcorn able to come up with the fair catch. 3:41 to go here, third period. Texas Southern trailing 51-13.
You know, we touched on it a little bit in the first half, but Alcorn had a lot of problems last week with their special teams, and it seems like they've corrected a lot of those problems coming into action today.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
Footman this time hands off to Price, and Price with a nice gain before Claiborne makes the hit, knocked him down at about the 35-yard line.
A good job by that big offensive line, particularly on the left side of that offensive line. You got a couple of real big bodies over there. Big number 79, Isaac Sampson, 75, Eric Snow. They've been opening up some holes on that left side, and you see a shaken up offensive lineman. Looks like that's the center. Tatua Lalua.
Tatua Lalulu.
Did I get that right?
I think you did.
All right.
Either way, he's heading to the sidelines. He was just a little shaken up, got the wind knocked out of him, kind of hurt his wrist on that play. So the Braves will be operating 2nd and about 5. Footman still at quarterback. This time he fakes the handoff. He keeps it. Footman comes around the right side, slips another tackle as Demetrius Johnson missed him, and he's finally forced out of bounds.
Actually, a good job by Texas Southern stringing him out to the sideline. It looked like Footman was going to have a lot of running room. He actually only picks up 3 yards on the carry, so it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Footman handles the ball so well, though. He does such a great job on those fakes on the zone read. He really makes it tough on the defenders.
Well, you saw the defensive end collapse and clobber the running back in the backfield. That allowed Footman to get loose outside, but the pursuit of the Texas Southern defense forced him to the boundary.
3rd down and short. Hands off goes to Price, and Price comes through the hole, and Archie Rice got on his back and rode him down, but Price has a 1st down for the Braves.
Well, a touchdown saving tackle that time by Archie Rice. 2nd time this afternoon he's made a touchdown saving tackle in the secondary.
Archie Rice has been pretty active today for the Tigers. So that's going to be 1st down for the Braves, 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. The Braves decided to huddle up that time, and they come out. We have 2 receivers to the left side. Footman still in at quarterback. Price in the backfield. He takes the handoff, dances inside, then bounces outside, and he has some room to go. Joe Price, with a nice gain for another 1st down for the Braves.
And Joe Price getting a lot of action here in the second half this afternoon. Came into the ball game averaging 10 yards a pop. Has another 1st down carry here.
He's a shifty running back. You could see he just dipped inside just a little bit, and because he's so short, I think everybody lost him. And then he bounced it back to the outside, and before you know it, he's running and had a 1st down.
Well, they have a stable of running backs due to Braves. We saw Ragsdale earlier. We saw Big Aaron Baker go into the end zone, the big fella. And then now we're getting a steady dose of Joe Price here on this possession.
Joe Price listed at 5'9", but I don't know if he's that big. Price again on the handoff. Again, spins inside, then bounces it outside before Archie Rice is there for the stop.
And again, the Braves picking up positive yardage on 1st down. They're setting up 2nd and 3rd and short, which is very advantageous for the offense. You don't see many 3rd and long situations, and that's very difficult for this TSU defense to defend.
Archie Rice going to be back next year. Zacchaeus Bamijoko will be back next year. So they have some good players there, on that defense, some of the mainstays. So it's good to see that they will have some talent coming back. 2nd down and about 5, and it's going to be Mr. Price again. Price this time's hit, breaks the tackle, and keeps on going. So he may be small, but he's got some pretty powerful legs as he went right through that tackle and kept on going and picked up another 1st down.
Yeah, another 13-yard carry by Price. This time he just goes over the left side, breaks 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage, then drags the defender down for the 1st. It looks like that's going to be the final play of the 3rd period.
That's going to do it as the clock ticks down. And the TSU Tigers, though, get with a little momentum going here in the second half in the 3rd quarter as we head to break. Our score here at BBVA Compass Stadium, it's Alcorn State, the Braves 51, and the TSU Tigers 13.
Hello, I'm Alan Helfman, Vice President of River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge. This is my friend and customer, Miss Georgia Provost. River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge has the all-new, totally redesigned Chrysler 300. River Oaks Chrysler Jeep and Dodge has the all-new, totally redesigned Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Ellen is the only car dealer I will ever buy a car from.
Come see us at Kirby and the Southwest Freeway.
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee, we identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
Think.
Question.
Cut. Compare. Learn something new.
Debunk something old.
Hit a wall.
And think again.
Model.
Plan. Spin.
Discard.
Now breathe. And keep going.
Work till it's late.
Then early. Then late again.
Smile. Laugh.
Rest.
Regroup.
Use technology.
Use your hands.
Use everything you've got.
That's what it takes.
And you can see the Alcorn Braves coming back out for the kickoff here for the play down on the field at about the 16. They have a big commanding lead over the TSU Tigers, 51-13.
Well, the good news for TSU, they won that third quarter, 13-6. And so they're going to try to keep up that positive momentum going here in the fourth.
Well, that's a good way to look at it, though. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to win every battle you can win in this game. Joe Price, again, he is hit in the gap right there after a gain of about 6 or 7 for Joe Price.
Well, that's been a success for Alcorn. They've been very successful on first down. Every time they're picking up 4, 5, 6 yards, which really puts TSU in a difficult situation defensively because Alcorn can open up the entire playbook. They can run any play they want here on 2nd and 5.
Well, and it's difficult also when you look at you get to this point of the game and your defense has been on the field for so long. It gets really difficult, but you can see these guys coming up there trying to make a big play. 2nd and 5, and Price on the carry again. This time he has nowhere to go, and he's thrown back. Several Tigers there. Demetrius Johnson, Sakiru Asafatu is also there. A lot of Tigers down there on the stop.
You know, and I love the effort, Butch, of the TSU defense right now. Watch everyone rally to the football, pulling him back, not wanting to give up additional yardage, and then you'll see him getting up, clapping after the play. Looking at the scoreboard, they're not paying attention to the scoreboard right now. They're only paying attention to the next play that's coming up.
I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said you want to win every battle that's in front of you. You know, you don't want to go out and quit. They won the third quarter, and let's go ahead. They want to come out here and stop them and win the fourth quarter. And again, it's Footman with the handoff inside, and I think it's Price, and he may be close to the first down. We will see how they mark it.
Good stop that time by Jamal Lucas coming up from his secondary position. He's a Mississippi native, so you know he wants to play well against his home state ball club.
Jamal Lucas, the second leading tackler on the team. Having himself a fine season. Actually, Jamal Lucas is the leading tackler on the team.
Big fourth down here. TSU needs to get a stop to get the football back.
4th down and a yard to go. Footman hands off inside. It's Price, and it looks like he got the first down. He needed a yard. Price looked like he got 2 or 3.
Yeah, he just squirts his way through.
I really think it's hard to see that guy beyond the offensive line. They list him at 5'9". You know, he might be 5'8",
yeah,
5'7 and a half.
That's one of the advantages to being a small running back. You look at a guy like Ray Rice that used to play with the Ravens. He was very successful because he was able to hide behind his big offensive line. So being a small tailback, it can be very advantageous if you have a big offensive line in front of you.
So we're looking at a 1st and goal now for the Braves. Footman still at quarterback. He's played a fine game for Alcorn today. Footman takes it, hands off inside. It's Price. He has nowhere to go. Claiborne, Dobbins, Damon King, Jamal Lucas. I mean, you name it. Everybody was in on that one.
They're going to give him forward progress just inside the 5 to the 4, but again, another good defensive effort by the front 7 of Texas Southern. And you see them rallying to the football, trying to strip it free, trying to force a turnover.
Number 27, Jamal Lucas there, and the Tigers have been down here a lot. I mean, so they've been working goal line now, it seemed like, for the whole second half.
Yeah, they have. They just haven't been able to come up with the big defensive play, the big turnover that results in 6 points going the other way.
Second down, Footman this time hands it off. It's Price, and he's going to walk in for another touchdown for the Alcorn Braves. And again, he went around that left side. He had really good blocking leading him into the end zone.
Again, you see those big offensive linemen on the left side. Snow leading the way, and just too much to handle for the Tigers defensively.
Big number 80's in there. He's listed as a wide receiver, but he looks like a tight end, and with those big old tackles, they had that thing sealed. It was a pretty easy touchdown there. So we have McCraney on again for the extra point. This time it is good. He hit the upright the last time. That one is good. And we're going to pause for a timeout here. After the Alcorn touchdown, it is 58-13. The Braves are leading the Tigers here at BBVA Compass Stadium.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
And as we come back, let's recap that scoring drive for the Braves. 12 plays, 71 yards. It took them 7 minutes and 18 seconds. And most of that drive, we got to see little Joe Price.
Yeah, Joe Price was all over the field, making receptions in and out of the backfield. He took over some of the effort that Wolford we saw doing in the first half. Now we see Joe Price here in the second half. You see him waltz in for the score, put the 57th and 58 points on the scoreboard for Alcorn this afternoon.
Tigers are getting set to return this kickoff again, and now it's 58-13 here in the fourth quarter. We have 11:23 to go. McCraney's been a busy young man. Hayden McCraney, the kicker for the Braves, and he's going to kick off again here in just a minute.
Looking at some of the numbers at the end of the third quarter, Texas Southern 57 yards rushing, Alcorn 270 total yards this afternoon. Alcorn with 455, TSU with 213.
Austin Watts on the kickoff return, and he takes it all the way out to the 30 before number 18, LaShawn Ely, is there to help him out, along with Norlando Veals is also there for the stop.
Texas Southern, their two possessions in the third period, both resulted in touchdowns. They had an 80-play yard, followed that up with a 72-yard drive. Both resulted in touchdown. Darrell Robinson had a 2-yard touchdown run, and Homer Causey with a 2-yard touchdown run as well. So they want to try to build on that, see if they can get it into the end zone to begin the fourth.
Darrell Robinson making an impact in that third quarter. 2 catches for 69 yards. That really helped to jumpstart the offense. as Bowen calls the signals. Hands to Robinson. Robinson picks his way inside, and he has a short gain.
Robinson on the afternoon rushing the football has had some problems. Rushed for eight carries, 26 yards, but he did have the one big screen pass for 62 yards. He has a total of 69 yards through the air.
Terry Whittington on the stop right there for the defense. So Bowen's going to go back to work with second down and about 8 yards to go for the Tigers. The ball at their own 32-yard line. This time that's Homer Causey at quarterback. He tries to sprint around the left side, and the Braves say no, sir. They close that door quickly. Number 91 is there. That is Jamil Johnson with a big stop for the Braves on defense.
Yeah, Johnson out of Ohio, and you're trying to run against this 4-2-5 defense of Alcorn. Those cats are just too big, too strong. They've had success against that Tiger running game all afternoon.
Okay, Homer comes out now, 3 wide outs to the right as he looks at a 3rd and 12. And he's got some pressure, throws it to Darrell Robinson. A good catch, but he's knocked down in the backfield. Ball is loose. It's scooped up by number 49, and he takes it in for the touchdown. Solomon Mohammed. Freshman linebacker Solomon Mohammed, I think it was number 48, actually,
yeah.
Which is Terrell Williams.
Yeah, that's going to be the senior out of Greenville, Mississippi. You see the throw in the flat. You see the big hit there. The ball does come out before he hits the ground, and Williams picks it up and scoots into the end zone. 22-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, and Alcorn 64 points on the scoreboard.
The big hit by number 44, Darian Anderson. A big hit. The ball popped out. Causey was under all type of pressure. He finally got it off to Darrell Robinson, and right before he hit the ground, he fumbled, and Terrell Williams was there to scoop it up and take it in for the touchdown. The extra point attempt by McCraney is good, and Alcorn has just extended their lead. Here at BBVA Compass Stadium, the Braves can do no wrong at this point as we go to break. It's 65 for Alcorn, and the TSU Tigers have 13.
I'm Percy Crusoe. If you haven't been to French's Chicken, or if it's been a while since your last visit, no place does chicken like Frenchie's. Our chicken is seasonized with our blend of Creole herbs and spices. Our side dishes include the tastiest greens and red beans and rice you'll ever put in your mouth. Try our new King Roll rotisserie chicken at our Scott Street location. Come on by French's Chicken, where the taste lasts forever.
Think.
Question.
Cut. Compare.
Learn something new.
Debunk something old.
Hit a wall.
And think again.
Model.
Plan.
Spin.
Discard. Now breathe. And keep going.
Work till it's late.
Then early. Then late again.
Smile. Laugh.
Rest.
Regroup.
Use technology.
Use your hands.
Use everything you've got.
That's what it takes.
Relationships are everything, and when they're fractured, they can sometimes make you feel disconnected. Hi, I'm Carl Miner, pastor of the Church of Grace Fellowship here in Richmond, Texas. TSU's athletic team pastors well. Join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the William B. Travis High School, 99 and Harlem Road. Come on, let's worship God together, witness one to another, and let us help reintroduce you to your best self. Go Tigers!
And the TSU Tigers huddling up on the sidelines, trying to come up with their next plan of attack. But, you know, sometimes, Ken, your best laid plans, they just go up in smoke and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you just have to live to fight another day. And you want to try to end this game on a positive note. But it's all going Alcorn's way this afternoon as they have a commanding lead of 65-13 at BBVA Compass Stadium. And it's been a long afternoon for Texas Southern University.
You know, you just have those days, and you have to fight through it. You have to do whatever you can to fight through it and keep playing hard. And no matter what it says on the scoreboard, at some point you have to just stop looking at the scoreboard and just, start doing your job.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to not turn the football over, especially against a really good football team like Alcorn is.
The kick goes deep, and it's Austin Watts from the goal line. Starts upfield, tries to cut inside, and he is captured right at about the 18. Number 31 is Christian Brown, who made the stop on the play.
And it's been a long afternoon for Watts as well. He's had quite a workout returning these kickoffs. And you're going to see him here trying to make a move, but he's going to take a big hit from Christian Brown.
So Austin Watts lost his helmet on the play, so he will have to head to the sidelines for at least one play before coming back. It looks like Homer Causey is back in at quarterback for the Tigers. Brad Woodard's in the backfield with him. We're going to get a chance to see Brad go to work now.
Causey on the afternoon, 4 of 10, 86 yards with an interception.
Yeah, Homer Causey, that was going to be a tough challenge for him to get ready this week and come out and play. But, he has that kind of attitude about him. He has that moxie that he can come out there and do it, and he plays with so much confidence. And it's just like you said earlier, Ken, the game just got off to such a bad start with that fluke bounce, and then before you know it, you're in a hole.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just been a tough hole for the Tigers to dig out of this afternoon. They came out with some fight in the third period, got a couple of touchdowns, 2 consecutive drives, but unfortunately had the fumble on the last possession that resulted in the return for the touchdown. And Alcorn just able to take advantage this afternoon of some lucky bounces and some big breaks.
Tigers come out with an odd lineup this time. They have 4 wide receivers wide left. Homer Causey under center, throws it back to Derek Griffin. He wanted him to have a shot at that little wide receiver screen, see if he could make the catch and make something on his own, and Griffin comes up with a short gain.
Yeah, good job by the Braves defensively reacting to the 4-man formation at the top of the screen and holding Griffin to a short gain of only 4.
And just a reminder to everyone out there, you can catch the TSU football replay. That's in HD after every home game on Tuesdays at noon. It's only on Root Sports, the home of Tiger football. Homer Causey back to pass, looking for Larry Clark. Clark makes the catch, and then he dives inside for a short pickup. So it's going to be third and about 3 yards to go for that first down.
Second reception of the afternoon for Clark. He had a big one in the first half for 39 yards. You see the little throwback screen this time. But again, the Brave defense reacts quickly. And now a big third down for the Tigers. 3rd and 2 from their own 28.
You can see Mario Smalls, number 12. He's now in at tight end. He was one of the guys who also moved back to quarterback this week and took some reps. He's in the, and it's a timeout by Alcorn State. So as Homer Causey and company one to the sidelines, and you're Darrell Asbury, your team's down, you're not going to win this one. So what is he saying to his guys right there?
Well,
let me let you hold that thought for a second, because while we have a time, we're going to pause for a quick break here. We're going to take a timeout with Alcorn leading the Texas Southern Tigers 65-13.
This is where crisp, smooth, refreshing Bud Light happens. But it is right here that it becomes an invitation, making this not only 12 ounces of refreshment, but also 12 ounces of inspiration. To be more up for whatever than ever.
Bud Light.
The perfect beer for reading and unleashing a whole world of whatever in the name of a ridiculously good time. If you're up for whatever, look for your message on Bud Light bottles. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee, we identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
It is senior day for the TSU Tigers, their final home game of the season. Of course, they're going to complete the season on the road. But Homer Causey in at quarterback, and they're facing a 3rd and 2.5 here for the first down to keep this drive going.
A big play here for Texas Southern. They want to try to keep this drive alive. They want to get some more points on the scoreboard this afternoon. But they say before they say farewell to their fans for the 2015 season.
Causey takes the snap, hands it inside to Darrell Robinson. Brad Woodard. He tries to get around, but number 46 is right there on the stop. And he has nowhere to go. That is Michael Lester. Caught his jersey, spun him around, and that was the end of that. He lost a yard on the play, so Tigers are going to have to punt it away.
And coming in to kick it away will be Corey Carter, senior, out of Raymond, Mississippi.
Well, I tell you what, you can book it. This guy's going to be playing in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
He's certainly going to get a shot,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's done it for 3 years here at Texas Southern. He's been an outstanding punter, and we've saw just a little bit of what he can do today. Carter with a long punt. Taken down by number 4, it looks like Charles Hughes, and he makes the return right there for the Braves. But Corey Carter, an all-SWAC punter, he's done a fantastic job during his career here at Texas Southern.
Yeah, he's been tremendous. He should get a look at the next level. He's just going to have to put in the work to perfect it, learn to master that coffin corner kick and pin teams down inside the 20. If he can get that skill down, Pat, he has a chance of playing at the next level.
So the Braves, we will see who they come out, whether or not Mr. Footman will still be in the game at quarterback.
Braves right now with 472 yards of total offense. They've had an outstanding day.
And they hand the football off to number 30. That is Darius Dean in for his first carry of the game. And we also had number 6, Tavares Johnson, who took the snap on that when he was in at quarterback. He made the handoff. So Tavares Johnson in the game at quarterback as the handoff goes to Darius Dean, number 30. Darius Dean is shaped a lot like Aaron Baker.
Round and mound, huh?
They like that butterball running back, I tell you. He's out of the game. Joe Price is back there, so let's see who gets the football. This time he fakes it and keeps it. Tavares Johnson on the fake the ball to Price, and he keeps it inside. Picks up about 4 yards.
So Alcorn going deep down the depth chart now.
Tavares Johnson, 6'3", 185 pounds. He's a redshirt freshman. He's also from Mississippi, from Cleveland, Mississippi. Getting a chance to show what he can do in this game. And the snap, this time he hands off to Price. No, he keeps. Tavares Johnson has it, and he has the first down for the Braves.
So another quarterback that can scoot a little bit for Alcorn. He's the 3rd string quarterback.
He did a good job with that zone read that time. That was a really good fake inside. He pulled it out at the last minute and picked up that first down.
Good tackle that time. Archie Rice once again. He's made a lot of big hits in the secondary this afternoon. The 6', 190-pound sophomore for Texas Southern, having a well of a game defensively.
1st and 10 for the Braves. Johnson this time hands off to Price, and Price goes down, and so does a flag at the same time.
Well, it was Archie Rice coming in on a corner blitz, and his momentum was going so fast he couldn't stop. He hit the running back even though the whistle had blown. Well, luckily, the officials recognized his momentum and didn't call a personal foul.
I think it's because Archie Rice was coming hard. That's why somebody jumped on that line.
Yeah.
And so it's a penalty against the Braves if they will back him up 5 yards. 5:16 to go in this one. Tavares Johnson, number 6. I mentioned he's a redshirt freshman at quarterback. This time he fakes it again and keeps around the right side. And he is taken down right there by Caleb Jenkins, number 91.
Well, this kid he has some quickness to his game. Tavares Johnson, as you mentioned, out of Cleveland, Mississippi. 6'3", 185.
Deception is so much a part of this zone read offense, and he does a really good job with his hands off. He waits until the very last minute before he pulls that ball out of there. Second down. This time, fakes to Price, keeps. Johnson coming around the left side, has some room, cuts it back in, but Archie Rice is right there to take him down. Fine play.
Archie Rice is a one-man tackling crew right now in the fourth quarter for TSU. As they force a 3rd down and 7 now for the Braves.
You look at that Tigers defense, and a lot of those guys have been out there a long time.
Yes, they have.
Raheem McMorris, Archie Rice, Demetrius Johnson, Clyde Lee. You know, some of these seniors, this is their last home game, so they don't want to go out of this game. They want to stay out there. 3rd down coming up here. Tavares Johnson Jr. running the offense now for the Braves. He hands it off to number 30. He's going to be short of the 1st down. That is Darius Dean again. And we will see what the Braves do on 4th down.
It's going to be 4th and short. So they're going to be 2 yards shy, maybe 2.5. And we'll see what Coach Jay Hobson and offensive coordinator Fred Koss come up with here on 4th down.
4th and 2, they're going to go for it. Dean is in the backfield for Johnson. Johnson at quarterback, fakes it to Dean, keeps it around the left side. He's got some open space in front of him, and he goes all the way down to about the 12-yard line before Raheem McMorris forces him out of bounds, and that is a 1st down for the Braves.
Well, you see Alcorn is very consistent in the type of quarterbacks that they recruit. They're tall, they're slender, they have long legs with long strides. They are all very similar in stature and in speed, and also in elusivity, as he's able to get outside, pick up a 1st down to the 15-yard line inside the red zone once again, the Braves.
And he is so flashy with that ball handling. It really puts pressure on your defense because they're all going to the running back, and he's pulling it out. This time he gives it to Dean. Dean goes around the right side. Dondre Dobbins is there for the stop. A big play by Dobbins. Demetrius Johnson also helping out on that tackle.
And plus you got a quarterback in there with fresh legs. So he's going up a defense that's worn out, and he's coming in with fresh legs, so that makes it twice as tough for TSU.
It does. It looks like he's like his feet are moving a mile a minute and the defense is not.
Yep.
2nd down and 6 to go for the Braves. We're down to 2 minutes to go in this ball game, and maybe time for them to shut it down here pretty soon. We will see what they do with this offense. 2nd down. Fakes the handoff this time, and Johnson is caught in the backfield by Damon King. And King finishes him off for a big loss on the play.
Taking out a little frustration that time, the big fella, as he throws him for a big loss. Coming up next week for Texas Southern in their season finale. Or actually in 2 weeks they'll take on Alabama A&M down in Huntsville. That'll close out the 2015 campaign.
That's going to be a nice trip for the Tigers. And here we go now, a 3rd down coming up for the Braves. And it'll be interesting to see this play call here. 3rd down and about 11 yards to go for a 1st down.
Let's see if he can throw the football.
Tavares Johnson does the same thing. Keeps around the left side, trying to string it out. But there's Archie Rice turning him back inside and making the stop. Jamal Lucas also assisting on the tackle for the Tigers.
Seems like there's about 4 or 5 number 30s on the field for TSU right now. Archie Rice is all over the place.
We got a minute to go in this game. Isn't it about time to just take a knee? And they're still lining up. We'll see what they run. But it reminds me of Buddy Ryan if I'm watching this. Remember Buddy, those days when he coached the Eagles? Buddy would do this, and people would get mad at him because he's running up the score.
Yeah.
And Buddy would say, okay, well, stop me then. I think that's what Damon King did that last play. He got a little frustrated. He says, okay, I'm going to stop you.
Right, absolutely. And I don't know if the Braves are trying to run it up or if they're just trying to get some playing time for the young quarterback. Now they'll go into victory formation.
That's more like it.
They're going to go ahead and take a knee. It'll be a change of possession, turnover on downs. And Texas Southern will have 1 or 2 snaps themselves, and then that'll be it for this afternoon.
Johnson took the knee, but you had to wonder about what was going on there for a couple of plays.
Yeah.
They could have taken a knee a couple of times, but it is what it is, and we have 24 seconds to go in this game. The Tigers will run out the final 24 seconds. When we talk about this game, and it goes back to what we were saying before, early on, the turnover on the very first pass of the game, and you go down and you get a touchdown, and that kind of sets the tone, and it puts you in that hole early, and it is very, very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very hard to come out of that hole. Next possession, you have a 3-and-out. You get the punt blocked in the end zone. Before you know it, you're down 14-zip. 15 minutes later, you look up at the scoreboard, and it's 38-zip, and it's just a tough thing to overcome for a football team that's struggling.
Homer Causey is going to throw out a pass, has a man over there, and that's Johnson stepping out of bounds.
Pass complete to number 14.
Tracy Johnson Jr. with a nice catch. We're down to 17 seconds to go.
That's the Fighting Tigers. First down.
Alcorn traveled with a nice crowd to Houston today for this ball game. They were well represented, and Tigers had some fans here, and a lot of them are still sticking around, and that's what you like to see also.
Absolutely, and of course, Alcorn hoping to make another trip to Houston in a couple of weeks for the SWAC championship game. If they can survive the SWAC East over the next couple of weeks, they have Alabama A&M next week. They have 2 games remaining on their schedule.
And that is it right there for us, Ken. As you can see the clock ticking down. Homer Causey completed one more pass, but that is the end of our game. Final score from BBVA Compass Stadium. Alcorn State 65 and the TSU Tigers 13. Some positive things, though, in the second half. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's easy to quit, but they came out in the third quarter, and they got some things done.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about an 80-yard touchdown drive, a 72-yard touchdown drive, back-to-back to begin the third period. It shows that they came out of the locker room not feeling down, not feeling sorry for themselves. They came out to complete this football game. The final result on the scoreboard isn't what they wanted, but they did fight in this second half.
The final results on the scoreboard.